Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roll Together RPG, and for the next episode of Scum and Villainy Echo. My name is Tom. I will be your, I can't remember what term I used for my Space Lord, Game Master, whatever. I'll be doing voices for you tonight. So, if you're watching this, I think this is episode 9. That, again, bold of you to come in, sort of, yeah, Josh and I are both like, folks, it's been a time since we've done a recording, and we're just like, what is time? Anyway, while Josh worries about that,
This will be episode 7.
7. I'm trying. The infamous episode 7 and 8 just sort of vanished into the void. Anyway, episode 7. So before I begin, first of all, you'll be like, hey, a new player. It's a secret. It's a secret to everyone. It's you, Josh. You're new and changed. Anyway,
I always play games with Evey. Evey's not new.
Well, new to this adventure, new character. You know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's so on track, folks. It's so on track. Sponsors, supporters. Want to say a big thank you to Phoenix Dice. Now, if you go to phoenixdice.com and you put Roll Together into the promo box, all in caps, you will get 25% off your delicious math rocks. Please do not eat the math rocks. It's not for that. Evie, no. Sorry, I don't mean. But and that is a threat, folks. Also, massive thank you to the D20 Club and our Patreon, otherwise known as the Dice Heads. Thanks to them, they are able to keep the lights on and also to keep me in goats. Something we started doing is rolling that dice, and I can tell you I rolled a 6. So the space goats are in good health. Last time we saw the space goats, they were plummeting through the void of space. Now they have managed to get to hitchhike. A passing freighter has passed, and the goats all said, "Yay!" And yes. I keep thinking there's a podcast here, but yes, as I said, how they managed to stick out a thumb to be as they're just plummeting, going, eh, and then someone's like, "Oh, look, a bunch of space goats." Anyway, the space goats are well and healthy, folks. It's a bit like if you read the One Piece, like actual comic books, like stuff's going on the front cover, other people are going on little adventures, and that's the space goats. Anyway, D20 Club, you give us a Discord, you give us a wiki, we adore you. On that note, I will throw to the episode. Let's go into the stars.
How are you still adding lore to all of this?
It's the goats. I love the space goats. Just for the fact, the space goats were in the race last time. There was a ship that no one knew who was piloting, and then the crew inadvertently blew it up, and a bunch of goats just went, meh. But I've established they can survive. They have little helmets, so they can survive in the void of space. So the goats are fine. No. The goats are fine. Don't worry about the goats. Anyway, if this is all going in,
this is all going in. Yeah.
Hello, folks. I will not say a rude word. Anyway, in the last couple of episodes, 2 of the crew members of the Echo took Angel and Bullfrog. They took part in the Echo Riders race. The idea was after Bullfrog had not been wanting to be blown up last time she raced, everyone called her a chickadee, which was not appreciated by I think character or player. I think Nat does not like me calling her a chickadee, but as it proves, they won the race. They made friends. They made enemies. They, as I said, blew up a bunch of space goats. They were having a wonderful party and then arrived back on the Echo to find it dark. No sign. With a mechanic whose name was Joe and his assistant whose name was Meg, who had very pink hair and kept her hat down. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit sneaky. I don't know why I'm telling you about that. That's nothing to worry about. Anyway, Rig, I'm coming to you first. You are currently. This is as we're rolling back about a day. You know, your friends, as you understand them to be, have headed off in the little shuttle that you designed for them to take place in the race. You are left, well, I was going to say by yourself. You're not. You're with Echo. Josh, I'm throwing you in. This is a chance for you to do a downtime activity. What are you doing with your downtime? And are you going to be listening to the race commentary?
I'll definitely listen to the race commentary, 100%. That will be on while I'm doing repairs to the ship.
So Echo, as said, Echo is able to hologram-like appear in every room. The speaker system in whatever room you're in is, like, basically over the tannoy, is playing the low-band radio that Cerberus is playing, where he is indeed doing the commentary. So whatever you're doing, your friends haven't quite got there yet, but you're hearing like the other races and the chatter and the adverts, which is weird because it's not like a public broadcast, but like someone else has come out to the microphone and being like, "Hi, this is Stephen. Stephen says if you want the best deal when it comes to blasters, come to Stephen. I'm on the forecourt." And so it's like, "Hey, that was Stephen." And you hear like a ka-chink of credits being exchanged. "Hey, yeah, so Stephen, please, Stephen's blasters, they never jam. Anyway, next up we've got the relay." Yes. What are you doing with your time?
Making general repairs to the ship and trying to get to know Echo a little bit better as well.
Okie smokes. So, what would you like to roll for? Because previously you had done a repair thing. You'd started on that. What are you? So, as a downtime thing, that would in fact be a rig roll. So,
hey. What? Rig is rolling? Yes, I would like to make that a rig roll, please.
You may.
I have my baling wire and mech tape ability, which means I get an extra downtime activity to repair, and the repair activity costs me 0 credits. So that's what I'm using for this, and then my actual downtime activity
can be another thing. That's fine.
Talk to
Echo. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I get 2 dice because I've got 2 pips in it.
He's a special boy. What did you?
I rolled a 1 and a 2. A 2.
A 2. Rick, what were you trying to fix?
The coffee machine.
Please add 1 harm for coffee.
What happens when I already have 1 harm?
Then it will push up. What's your other 1 harm?
Face damage.
That was
it's from where I was floating above, and Echo because Echo was letting the gravity out, and then Echo turned the gravity back on, and I face planted the deck.
I'm gonna be nice to you because I like your face, even though I'm gonna let you hit it with gravity. I'm gonna say that's healed because that was a bit of time ago, and that was it. But so if you want to keep face damage, you could say that the coffee machine just
It makes sense because in both Blades in the Dark and in this, my characters have all had some sort of facial damage, so as well.
I mean,
Liquid edition.
You're not. Yeah, it's not. It is the sort of. Again, it's not like you got hit by a full jet of like. I think it's like steam, and I would say as a sort of mechanic type, it's sort of like where you're like, oh, that's like when you see people like, oh yeah, if you're seeing a mechanic who doesn't have some kind of burns or like stuff in their hands, you're like, okay, and you do get like a jet of steam, just like.
I've done the repairs and everything. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all done now. And then I push the button to turn the coffee machine on, and it just goes.
And you have a moment of like.
I'm wearing goggles, and I take the goggles off, and I've got the whole sunburn thing going on around my face.
You, yes, you have that moment of like, What would you think you would do for something like that? Do you think you're going to go try and find like some chamomile lotion or something to kind of like lessen the burn? Don't run under cold water, folks. It will blister.
Yeah, I'll go see if there's any sort of first aid kit or anything on the ship because that's probably the one thing I've not looked at is if there are any first aid things.
I would say that you go into the bathroom, sort of like. I don't think there's not a med bay currently, but it is one of those things that you go in, there is that med pack in the bathroom. It's like on on Terror, it's behind the mirror. So, of course, you open it, you get the stuff out, and you close it, and, yep, there's just behind you is the image of an incredibly burnt young man just looking at you, and very
no, can't see you. No.
And when you open your eyes again, you open your... There's nothing there.
Oh, thank
and then, like, next to your ear, you just hear, "Are you well?" And you have a moment of like, Echo is... she doesn't need to kneel, but she is just kneeling down next to you. And it's, like, no space. Like, again, that weird, like, blue hologram look she has, where it's like... Also, because, I mean, you're wearing goggles, but it's still, like, a bit like, oh, wow, I'm looking a bit too much into, like, a bulb here. You screamed. Have you hurt yourself? And then looks and, like, gestures. Yes, you have definitely hurt yourself. Was that some... Do you need assistance?
I'm just going to put some cream on it. Thank you for your... thank you for caring, though.
Gets up, nods, and then just faces through the wall. As you have a slightly sort of rictus grin, you're like, oh gracious. You've still... The burns aren't... it's not burns, it's just you've got, like, the redness. So you can now, if you want to make yourself a cup of coffee, you can. As you start applying, like, cream round the burns. Yes, so functioning coffee machine, took a bit of damage. What else do you want to do with your extra downtime activity?
Just to talk to Echo and try and learn a little bit more about them.
Cool. So is this you working towards your long-term project, or...?
This is me doing something. It is... What is the word I'm looking for?
Or are you indulging your vice?
That's the word I'm looking for. I'm indulging my vice because Echo is very clearly a piece of ancient technology, which is one of my vices.
I mean, a very rude thing to say to such a nice young lady who's clearly thousands of years old. But yes,
I don't say that to them. I very much keep that to myself. But that's what I'm thinking.
I don't want to tell you a business, but good. Anyway, yes. I said, folks, it's been a little time since we've done this. Do you remember how to indulge your vice?
I'm going to click the button.
Please do.
Don't know what that did.
So,
ooh, do I get a bonus to indulging my vice?
what? Why? How much stress do you currently have?
That is a very good question. Let me just open that part of my character sheet. 2.
Right. So you don't want to overindulge, do you?
No.
So you want to get a 2 or a 1 on this.
Let's go for it. I rolled a 6.
How convenient.
Yay.
I'm going to say that the dice tell a story beautifully because you're down in Echo's sort of holding chamber, which is underneath the steering column and that. And so you're trying to talk to Echo, who is kind of like not
annoyed
giving you information.
Annoyed by me?
I mean, it's hard to tell, but
I think everybody's my friend, so I can't. Yes. I don't pick up if I don't pick. I'm socially naive. I don't pick up if people are annoyed by me or not.
Look, you've got two people when it comes to social activities, which are, let's say, very different sides of the scale. You've got someone who's very terse, and then you've got you, who's like, everyone's my friend, and I'm fascinated. Would you like to hear me gush about the things I've learned? And Echo's like, please, I can't stop you. You are overindulging. You're talking and you're talking. Partway through, you hear something over like this. You can hear the the preparation for your friend's race is happening. Something comes over the speaker. It's a man who says, "Hi, is this the ship known as Echo?" And you sort of get it down.
Yes, hello, this is the ship known as the Echo.
Amazing.
Can I help you?
Yeah. My name's Joe. I'm here sent by Mr. Cerberus to come help. You want a refit of your ship, and you want your tags changed, correct?
Yeah, I don't know who Cerberus is, but yeah.
Can I come on?
I'm just going to sort of put my hand over the thing and just look to Echo. Are you okay with people coming on board?
You're the captain now. Captain, I guess.
I didn't think about that. Oh no, that's not much responsibility.
And in your panic, you press the button, and you just hear the poof as the doors open. As the camera pans up, we're floating through. We're going through. We watch as a small shuttle on the side is painted a three-headed dog pictogram. Behind the steering wheel is a large, dark-skinned man, baseball cap. He's in like a jumpsuit, colourful jumpsuit, and positioned very comfortably in a nice chair, who has kind of obviously gathered the things she needs. As we pan round, Evey, can you please introduce us to your character?
Okay. My character, she is called Assailant, or it's known as Assailant. Also, sometimes Meg, apparently.
Yeah.
She is relatively tall, about 5'7". Obviously a spacer from elongated limbs. Doesn't look like she spent a lot of time on planet side. Quite pale, bit sallow, with kind of pink and blonde hair. That's tucked under a baseball cap at the moment, with kind of reflective things kind of braided through shiny freckles on her face and on her shoulders. Very sleepy lidded eyes, but looking very kind of at ease and in control of things. And for rules-wise, Assailant is a mystic. So we'll find out more about that.
I mean, that's fine for someone who's a mechanic. Assailant, we will get more into quite what you're doing. I can say the Meg thing was you got there and you sort of looked and you're like, who's going on this job? Meg. Where's Meg's locker? That. Cool. Cosplay. So, you are, again, startled really at the simplicity of having planned out and schemed all the kind of ingenious moves you were going to have to make to get on there. This ship has just let you on without checking any form of ID, asking any more questions. Whoever this captain is a fool. Just which is slightly disappointing, because you heard Ruskin Brown was probably one of the sharper bounty hunters who was out there. I mean, it's his ship. It must obviously be him. But now he's just letting you on. Obviously, the man has been kicked in the head by a space goat. It's a little bit disappointing. Joe pilots the ship in. As we're looking, we can kind of see that his eyes aren't fully focusing, that he seems to be in a bit of a daydream. He parks the ship and then just goes, yeah, we're here. I need to do my job. We need to paint. You going to be okay, Meg? You're going to be all right.
I will be perfectly fine. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Good.
Thank you for your concern.
No, of course, we're friends. Sort of gets out, walks to the back, and again, it's sort of this is the space version of a white van kind of thing, where sort of there's there's tools, there's stuff. Another thing we sort of established is that there's usually like a bed or something in the ship, because this is another one that travels with the convoy that is the Echo Riders. So it's a functioning, can do mid-distance stuff. Point being, Assailant, if you need stuff, it's either stuff you can bring or you can very easily steal from this guy. Yes, Joe steps out of his van, as is, and starts sort of like taking out sort of small mechs, sort of drones. These sort of the doors have closed behind, but there's like other hatches, so they are. I don't know how much you actually care about what this man is trying to do, but basically these are the things that are going to be painting the ship on the outside, which means, yeah. So he sets to it. I can safely say this man is not a concern for you at the moment. Mission. Cool.
Will just kind of, as I pass by, just kind of whisper, "The Tranquil Apex thanks you for your pliancy."
There is a... what do you think your psychic ability, what does that look like to people who are... Is there a flash of colour? Is there...
I don't know if it's as obvious as a flash of colour, because that would give me away immediately.
It would be very funny. It's like, that man just turned purple. But
What I think it is it's more of a heat rippling in the air in between me and the other entity or object that is within the vicinity. So it's kind of like more of a shimmer.
I think, so if we're thinking about it cinematically, we see like a slight sort of shimmer, which again, in world, is very, as you said, those people who you have grown up with, who have more obvious talents, they don't get sent on these kind of missions, because you're like, as you said, there's like, that man's eyes just went spiraling, and we're like, it's him, he's clearly entranced. I've
got one sister that can fire lasers from her fingers. She doesn't get many jobs.
Literally just finger gunning across the room. Pew, 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 pew. You're like, no, stop it.
Would kill for real finger guns. That sounds amazing, actually.
Evie, let's see where this mission goes, because it's all it's safe to say that as part of the Tranquil Apex, everyone's got different skills, and some of them are incredibly useful for going undercover, and some of them are like, I want to say Dazzler, just shooting sparks out of their fingers, and you're like, delightful, what a useful X-Men. Delightful. Okay, Assailant, you are standing in the hold of this ship. It's sort of you are of spacer stock. It is. I think I'll give it to you. Where you're like, okay, clearly this ship is much too big to ever land on a planet really that can hold it. So they obviously sent a shuttle. The people you kind of undercover you picked out earlier, you're like, cool, they're going to compete in the race. Good for them. Good for them. The Apex will take us all in the end. That's bully for them. I said a large hold scattered around. There's a bunch of tools, there's paint, there's a few sort of scuff marks. It looks like laser burn, that there might have been a fight in here. Yes, you're here, you have a mission. Do you want to just roll me a d6 to start with?
That I can do.
Thank
you. It was
you.
a 6.
Cool. You have been well prepared for this. So, who do you think would give you your mission? And I mean, mission.
Mission. Wait, my big mission or just this mission?
Well, there's obviously the big mission, and I don't know if they can currently speak to you at the moment, but who do you think would give you, you as the cog in the great machine that is going to work towards this beautiful, beautiful conclusion, who do you think is the one who would have told you?
I think it would be my kind of pod's mentor called Entity 7.
Entity 7?
Who's kind of like in charge of like a group of us as we've kind of risen up through the echelons of what some may call a cult, but we call a community.
Yeah. How do you think Entity 7 is with you? Do you think... Is there a companionship there, or is it very to the point, go do your mission?
I think it's very matter of fact, follow the rules at a distance, but if they sense that there's a moment of weakness, they are not adverse to showing a little bit of warmth to strengthen the soldiers in the long run.
Especially for that 6, I would say that the last mission you went on went incredibly well. So Assailant has kind of, again, it is never a competition. Of course not. We all work towards the apex, but, you know, a few other of your podmates have kind of been looking at you with what you could assume is deep respect. Some would say jealousy. I mean, old sparkle fingers, you know, can't match. But yes.
I'll say that we are all clones of the same person. So there is naturally some rivalry there of who is the superior player.
Do you think, I'm picturing it's like, again, we're doing like Orphan Black, where it's like, it's all the same performer, but they've all got very different like hairstyles and skills and, you know, or... Yes, so Entity 7 had you had come back from your mission, you know, sort of like your other pod mates had sort of like, again, been looking at you with the look, when Entity 7 did take you aside and said, so, Assailant, you have performed particularly well. You have pleased us in your actions recently. We wish you to retrieve an artifact of some great power. It is protected by a bounty hunter, and pulls out a wanted poster. You are sort of like, it is presented to... I'm picturing that you're in a very sort of sterile looking, like there is a desk, and then, you know, sort of like, it's a bit like, say, like, these things pop up all over the place, and where you've been moved around and you're like, cool, we've been called to this office. Who was in this office before? Not a problem. Anyway, you're presented with this bounty poster, which, you know, you might think is a bit weird that a bounty hunter also has a bounty, but, you know, it's a tough galaxy. It is a sort of tall, broad-shouldered man with sort of dark brown hair, licked back, quite sort of handsome face. For Evey, this is Nathan Fillion. This is the actor Nathan Fillion playing Ruskin Brown, and sort of like, again, a very sort of cocky smile. Cowboy hat, long coat. He has a 50,000 credit bounty on his head for illegal bounty hunting. Entity 7 says, yes, Assailant, Ruskin Brown stole an artifact from a temple a couple of months ago. We believe that it is being stored on his ship, that he is now going under the name of Echo. Hands it's basically like a speeding camera, like in space, where you get to see a ship. This ship is from... This picture is probably from a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Josh, this is while you were on this ship that you were inadvertently, Bullfrog inadvertently sped through an area, got snapped. I'd also like to point out, Evey, Rick has done a lot of effort to try and like clear, you know, the background of the ship, but there's certain things that are kind of sneaking through enough. Anyway, Entity 7 simply says, we wish you to infiltrate the ship, collect the artifact, and then bring it back for... and kind of nods, because both of you know exactly what's going to happen to this artifact. Is this a mission you wish to take?
If it pleases the eternal maw of the void, I would be honoured.
Absolutely, where you just like, having said that, Entity 7 nods.
Approval.
Assailant.
Wells with pride.
Yeah, Assailant, you you were walking around a little like cock of the walk before, but now you get to go up against a bounty hunter. We watch again. This is a few weeks ago. We watch as you actually. Could you just? You're obviously here, and we've had a good mission. Would you like to roll something just to be like how much you've sort of? I would say like that 6 was like how much you got the approval, you got the mission. Rolling something for like how much you've prepared for this.
I say prepared. Okay. Yeah. Would it be? I like rolling a tune because I'm good at a tune. Could it be that I have been practicing with the way and how to sense said artifacts and
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see. And I get to roll 2 dice and I take the highest one, correct? If I've got
Correct.
2 tips.
Yes.
Actually, I've got 3. Does that count?
That's hey, that's you are with the way. That's free. That's roll 3 and then take the highest.
3, excellent,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so the highest is a 6. Rolled 2 6s.
I mean, pop off.
2 6s and a 1,
crit?
but you know.
That's she's crit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So as we said, you managed to crit on that. So we'll do like the simple thing. Evey, please allow yourself to have an extra gambit, which is an extra D6, which you can add to any roll. Yes, you. How would you attune to try and find this artifact?
Well, do we have any examples within the home base, within the church, within the community?
You want something that is similar? I would say yes. I mean, a lot of these artifacts have a habit of not being around after a while, but I'm even going to be as bold as to say your previous mission did involve a little bit of like sneak and getting a series of boxes out of a let's say like a mayoral house or something, sort of like being able to very like talk your way and go, I think that's mine actually, as you walk out. And there was all sorts of interesting artifacts. And I think you go talk to, basically, I'm going to call them like lawkeeper, sort of the person who takes care of these artifacts. You make it clear that Entity 7 has put you on this mission, and you are presented with it. For us, looks quite similar to maybe a puzzle box. It's sort of like a metallic looking. This one is quite badly like dented. It looks like, and I think as you sort of like hold it in your hand, and I'd say it starts sort of moving. As you're using your attune, it starts moving itself. You're like, whatever was in this is gone, but you're being able to be like, okay, I can start searching for similar. You're able to identify it by its absence. Like this is what it's like when it's empty. What does it feel like? So you are presented with this artifact. So please attune away.
I shall. There's a lot of the air shimmering. There's a lot of rotating, throwing it up in the air, seeing how it reacts further away and closer. And reacting with different like metals on different kinds of materials around it to see how that affects the vibes, the very scientific vibes.
Oh, again, you're a follower of the way. This is all about vibes, and and you have got as far as you have got because you have followed the vibes and the energy. So, you. I said, like, with the 6, sort of like, you felt yourself puff up before, but even now, where you're like, you're smart. You're like, this isn't just we're quite interested. It's that sort of thing, like, Entity 7 played it very deadpan. This is a mission. You get a feeling from the ease from what you are being presented with, like getting your hands on this artifact. There's a lot more going on here than you might. Of course, it's not your place to ever wonder what the machinations are, but yes, you have definitively been able to be like, right, I could, like a video game now, where it's sort of like your little internal radar, there is now like a little icon looking like a little like tessellating cube, and you're like, amazing. It is a couple of weeks. So like, actually, I'd go so far as to say is like various other things start popping up as well, and you have to like use your skill to be like, okay, that's not cool. I'll write it. Maybe. Do you think you write it down, or do you these other possible artifacts, or you?
I think I commit it to memory.
You're not. Again, you're not stupid. You'll just be like, hey, I know what I'm worth, and the less you put down on paper, very very smart assailant. Yes, but you take a bit of time. You're like, okay, no, that's in that house. Okay, Ruskin Brown. I think also, if you're okay with that 6, you can get some of your. I mean, what would you call them? Your siblings, your associates? What would you call the other people in your pod?
We're all family here.
Your family. You get your other family members to sort of like, they're the ones, you've got the very important mission. You don't need to be poking around in like the digital library. They're the ones who go off and have to. And so, do you have like a favorite like hot drink or anything? What's your sort of like research? This is your sort of like doing your research. Yeah. What do you drink?
Yeah. So, it's a drink that is quite rare outside of the community. But like J2O, when it's at Christmas and it's got the sparkles in it?
I do know.
It's kind of that. It's like a warmed, fruity cider drink. It's quite sweet. It's very sparkly, very bright.
Hey, you're having a good run. You're worthy of a sparkle cider. So you're drinking your delicious drink when one of your family members comes and sort of like they stand not too close to you, but very sort of clearly.
Can I help you?
Yes, I've got the information that you asked me to search for.
You've done well.
Thank you.
Holds out a hand.
Hands over a data pad.
Start scrolling through while they're in front of me.
Yes. I said there's sort of... this is mostly sort of text. This is revealing a little bit more about the ship that is now calling itself the Echo. There had been unsubstantiated rumours that the ship had been spotted near the site of a prison break a couple of weeks ago. And, using your skills, you're like, okay, not at a similar time from when that first picture was taken. You also are able to read that it seems that a attempt of like doing a kind of like digital fog screen happened, that a lot of like information was being sent out to other ships about. It's sort of notable by its absence about like other names turning up and other crews of ships being like, cool, we were getting like junk calls from other ships, and you're like, okay, if you've wanted to keep yourself hidden, you would be sending out this record. You start working it out and going, cool, I think I've got an idea of where this might be. And the final bit of text that you find mentions a group that you might have in your time of sort of traveling the intergalactic highways, called the Echo Riders, who are a group of them. When they started off, they were junkers. They were putting together crappy ships, driving it to its excess. Then a man called Cerberus basically killed whoever was running it and stepped up. And you look, and again, it's a really blurry picture because he's a man who clearly hates to be documented. But like a sort of tall, handsome man, sort of quite sort of a tidy haircut. Unlike the very shaggy head on the left, and the also show, the man has 3 heads. It looks like he's cybernetically attached body, heads, and you look at it and you're like, okay, I think that one might be his son, maybe. Weird, and even for you, you're like, interesting. But
the other one is Welsh.
The other one is Welsh. Space Welsh. It's out there.
The main one is Martin Sheen. The one that looks like son is Charlie Sheen, and the Welsh one is Michael Sheen.
It's the Sheens,
It's Sheen.
Did that?
Sheen.
Did it turn into another character actually being William Dafoe? Yes, it did. I'm having a wonderful time here in the galaxy. Anyway, Assailant, you are like amazing. This ship seems to have been found in this. I can get to the race. I can work it out. And so, is there anything in particular you want to do? Because we'll sort of we'll do like a montage of you getting to the point where I think I left you about 20 minutes ago, where you're like, I had a good mission.
Yeah, so the last thing I'll do with the person who came to give me the information, Liam, we'll call them.
Liam. Yep.
A rare Liam. Say, well, judging by the appearance on this last person, it's a good thing neither I nor the Void care for physical appearance. You've done well. May the Void take us all. Does the
hand movement back to you? Bows. Yeah. The Void will take us. The Void. No. It's. Yeah.
I'm getting serious Humpst vibes coming through here.
How impossible.
Space Humpst.
Space Humpst. I mean. Okay, so Assailant, you are presented with a. Actually, you are given a pilot to take you to this event, to drop you off. Should we say it's Liam? Should we say that Liam's kind of just been handed? Liam's been handed to you as a kind of a bit of a gopher. He's fine with it, as he should be. What an honour. The Void hopefully will take him soon. Until he's proven his loyalty, we'll see. You're dropped off. As I said, you managed to infiltrate. You find a locker. You find, basically a uniform of a mechanic called Meg. You're able to assess who you think, and sort of like putting the pieces together. This 2-woman crew, one woman in a very loud, like, Hawaiian shirt, the other one sort of quite prim, both looking like they could probably handle themselves in a fight. It's just one of those things you have at the back of your head always. Joe was very easy to control, just a very, like, it wasn't that, hard. You just had to be like, hi, it's me, Meg. You know me from work. And he was like, yeah, no, of course I do. You are now here on the ship, the Echo. Joe, well, maybe the Void will take Joe one day. He can but hope.
Void will take us all in the end.
And the kind of, I'm trying to think sort of like how, because I described it as like being your like mental radar. So going, how do you think it feels to be what you definitively are in the vicinity of this artifact? How does that feel to you?
I think when I'm attuned to a certain frequency of being, that we say, it's like the air does shimmer around me a little bit, but it's kind of like when you feel a limb is there, right? But even if the limb may not be there, but I have a limb that is somewhere over there, and I can sense it as I sense my own fingers. Beautiful,
yeah. And I'd say because you've got like level 3 attunement, that this is almost like, it's not quite, it's this number of meters, but you can definitely tell. And this absence you've been feeling for like ever since you tuned to this thing a couple of weeks ago, and you're like, right, okay, yeah, this is gonna. Yes, you're here, you're ready. You heard Joe speaking to Ruskin Brown to bring you on. Seemed confused. You haven't, like, from Liam's research, he doesn't seem to travel with anyone else. So seems just him. Ship's yours. Off your trot.
Ooh. I trot on in and I put down the tool bag. Or maybe I keep the tool bag with me. I keep it with me.
Yeah.
And I kind of beeline to where I think the artifact may be.
Sure. So you travel up some stairs. You kind of, again, you kind of like glancing, because again, sort of like, it's not your focus, but you'd hate to be hit with a brass pipe or something if someone, you pick it up. Okay, there seems to be, looking in, there seems to be like a cell on your left, series of rooms, bathroom. You walk past like the kitchen area, which seems to be the main like rec area. There is a coffee maker that is hissing still slightly. Something's not quite clicking with you. Do you want to make a roll, sort of like you're feeling there's something happening here?
What kind of something is not clicking, so I know what kind of roll to make?
Yes, yeah. It feels like you're being watched.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of... I can't see which of the skills would be vigilance exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you want to try a tune again, where you're just like, "Hey, I'm reaching out psychically."
I'll try and reach out to any other consciousnesses that may be in the vicinity.
I'm also because I can set levels. I'm going to say this is risky, where just sort of like you're definitely in the mission now. So yeah.
So I have 3. I take the highest from the 3 dice. Yeah.
You do, yeah.
That was another 6. Cool. I've only rolled 6s so far. Watch as it goes horribly wrong next time.
In fact, that's another gambit for you for getting a 6. So for critting. Cool. So hey, two extra dice. Everything's looking up. Assailant. Yeah, it's that sort of. Again, that feeling of like, I'm being watched, and I know I'm being watched, and that's sort of like, it's the sort of thing of like, we're looking at you through like the CCTV camera on the ship, the flicker, and you sort of stop, and then you very purposely look up into the camera. You are aware that the ship is watching you, and do you let the ship know that you know, or you just like camera?
Yes, I do actually. I kind of look into the camera and I just say, "It's okay. I'm a friend. Promise."
the smile that just Rig.
I attempt for disarming. It doesn't come off as disarming, probably.
I'm looking through my little security thing that I have on my Omni Tool / Pip-Boy thing on my arm, because I've hooked up to the ship's security. I'm looking at it and I see that, and I look at Echo and go, "I'm in danger."
Yes, I think you are. Rig, you might want to. She like puts her hands together and it's like, you might have to.
Be after me.
I don't know how she. Again, this very. I realize Evey Wylde. So Echo is sort of blue hologram, female, very sort of like looks like she has like a mask, like porcelain mask, but dreadlock cable kind of down the back, kind of. So is not expressive and also doesn't come through with the voice, but also for Rig, who is there, watches as looks like she's miming like if she was pushing glasses up on her face, like a nervous tick of And she's like, no, Rig, I don't think they're here for you. I think they're here for me, possibly.
Oh, that's all good.
Are you prepared to defend yourself and your ship?
Oh, I don't fight. I'm not a fighter.
You have drones, correct?
I would use drones and things, yes, but I don't like having firearms or sharp implements or blunt implements to be exact. I have my Scarab drones, that's about it.
That blink, blink, woman is definitively coming to get me. So I suggest that you prepare yourself. Pauses. I assume you do not want me to just vent everyone into space?
You could, if I can stay in the echo chamber.
Yes, you could. You are aware that there is this sorry, Evey, terrifying woman. Yeah, I mean, honestly. Now you take umbrage.
I mean, she did say she was a friend, but it was said in a really menacing way, so I'm so confused.
Also, there is a mechanic in the hold. This also, if you vent it, you've been through this. You know how it plays it, and it would also probably just suck most of the item. The coffee maker would have a good chance of being sucked out of the air. I just spent
so much time trying to fix it. I can't have that go. What about if I took you out of your thing? Can I? Because we did speak about doing that if there was an emergency. This seems like an emergency.
Yes, that's true. How exactly are you planning on escaping, though?
We could go in their shuttle. We have our other shuttle as well, which I've been repairing. I could take that.
Points. Risky. Rig, is that the plan?
Yeah, I'll do anything to keep my friends safe. So yeah, I'll try and get Echo out of here.
Smart. I'm going to let you roll. I would point out that, as far as you know, that hatch above you is the only way out of this echo chamber, as it was. So,
are there any other ways out of this echo chamber, Echo?
For you, possibly not. For me, although we could try and run some sabotage, some secretiveness. Although I can definitively say she's coming. And she's very, very determined.
Okay, right. Do you have any hologram projectors on the ship?
Yes.
Could we hack one of those to make it look like I am somewhere else on the ship?
Please roll.
Yay.
Assailant. It's just the very determined walk of someone who's almost Terminator-like. Just like, okay, no rush. Everything's fine.
Rolled a 3 and a 4. So 4.
Cool. Do you want to take stress?
What happened with my overindulgence?
Part of the overindulgence is that you just let them on.
But do I heal the 2 stress that I'd taken?
Yes, yeah. That's
so I'm on no stress. Yeah, so I'll take a stress to up that to 5 then.
Okay, that's fine. So it's a success, but there's going to be, it's not a perfect success. You are trying to get a hologram of you in another room. What room would you like?
Looking at the security map, looking at the security footage, where does it look like this assailant is going to be walking past?
She currently is in the kitchen, so there is the kitchen, a bit more of the living room, a corridor, like shortish corridor, and then that leads up into the helm.
Can I access the coffee machine remotely?
I mean, did you program it into your Omni tool as is?
Yeah, because I find it fun to make a cup of coffee from a distance, so that when I get there, it's ready for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan is to set up a hologram of myself, which is going to walk in from a different entranceway to where this Assailant has come in from, and try and draw this person to the coffee machine. Then I'll activate the coffee machine to blow steam in their face.
We're doing Home Alone in space. Cool. For 5.
That's what I want to attempt to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know if it's going to work.
What did you roll rig for that roll?
That roll I just did was hack.
Hack. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna say yes. You probably haven't had enough time to really program in like a good AI version of yourself. So it is early 90s video game NPC.
I'm picturing it's like Chris Pine in the Dungeons and Dragons movie when the copy of him's moving, it starts going.
I'm afraid that is the downside. Assailant, you have that moment of like, I'm a friend, everything's fine. When suddenly you hear something behind you. Turns out this guy is here. You turn around. Josh, did you want to describe what Rig currently looks like?
Rig, and the hologram version of Rig that you can see in front of you, is a young gentleman in his early 20s with long brown hair in a ponytail, clean shaven with green eyes, because I felt that I have too many characters that look like me, so I thought I'd go for something slightly different.
A youngish man who does not look like Ruskin Brown has walked out of one of the corridors and is walking towards the coffee machine. Rig, do you get this hologram to say anything?
No, because I've not had the chance to program it yet, so it's literally just going to walk over to the coffee machine.
Assailant, young man making coffee.
Oh, first thing is I was going to ask if I could make maybe a sway roll, because I want to try and make some deductions about who the nature of the people on board.
Absolutely, yeah.
For ammunition, maybe just because I'm curious. Who knows?
That can sway would probably be more sort of conversational. How's your study?
My study's okay, actually. I've got one thing.
Maybe I think, let's say, there's a reason Liam has done a lot of your paperwork up to this point. But yeah. If you want to roll study,
Well, if I've got one, I roll one die.
Yep. You also have 2 gambits. So if you want to add another d6, you can.
I can actually spend my gambits on my side dancing abilities. I'm saving them for the moment, but I got a 5 on study.
Cool. It is not easy to work out. I think it's safe to say, Assailant, you live quite a sort of, like I said, a bit of a sterile, sensible. Like, you don't own much in yourself, correct? Sort of.
Not much.
No. Again, like, you have your affectations. You have like the gold, and sort of like, which is lovely. So you're being able to sort of look around at. There does seem to be proof of other people living here. You worked out because you spoke to the female members of this crew, who you believe were this crew, and now kind of proving it. It does look like there is a coffee maker, which this young man is walking towards, and there are 3 mugs. One which is Rig. What would your favourite mug be?
Oh, I don't know if I've had a. How long have we been? We've not been travelling together that long, have we?
Like it's been a few weeks, maybe a month.
I think my favourite mug is probably the one where I showed off.
Oh, you crushed.
I could crush because of the glove that I have a hand on my hand, because I have my hand's a bit dodgy without the glove on. So during our time, because I felt bad for ruining Echo's property, so I sort of pushed out the mug, tried to flatten it. It sits a little bit wonky, and it's got loads of like little indentations and everything in it from where it had been crushed and pushed back out again. But that's the mug that I like to use.
There's a wonky looking mug, and then like a couple of other of these sort of tin mugs. So you're like, okay, that looks like 3 people. There seems to be sort of it's relatively clean, but there's very clearly sort of like someone needs to have done the washing up, or like the scattering of like cigar ash, you assume, sort of like, so they clearly smoke. They're also sort of like, you look and you can see that someone has painted what looks like a dartboard, and there is like the deep indentations of knife wounds where someone has been throwing knives. Yes. Again, it looks, you again with like a 5, you're like, oh, I know, I thought those pilots were competent. Yeah. Again, you can safely say that's not the bounty hunter, unless he's just letting, like, I don't know who that is, but that's and I think you have like a little moment of being like, I didn't know about that. That's interesting. That's a little wrinkle. But you can also sort of like, by going, you've infiltrated like a lot of different like society. You're mercurial. You convince people where you're like, cool. It doesn't look like, this ship is kind of like, that coffee maker looks like someone has taken a blowtorch and tried to solder it back together. This is not a currently well-built ship. It looks like it's going to ruin a bit, But so yes, that's sort of like, as you're kind of like, cool.
I'm offended.
Well, you're fixing things. But, it's been in a bad position. It's been like a bachelor's ship. And also, you blasted yourself in the face with hot steam.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is my friend.
He's there you go. Assailant, yeah.
Take note of all of these things. As I kind of walk past and I see Rig, or what I assume to be Rig, at a coffee machine, I just kind of nod gruffly, pull the hat down further, and continue on my way.
Smart. You're here for a job. Rig, that mechanic, acknowledged you and kept walking.
I'm hoping that in that moment where this mechanic acknowledged my hologram, I was able to take Echo out and quickly sneak out of the echo chamber.
Please make a roll.
I'm going to make it a Rig roll to sort of, because you said that the way that Echo had been put into this sort of Echo's not a piece of tech that should be a part of this ship. Looks like she's been jerry-rigged into the ship.
Absolutely.
So I want to try and rig it so I can get them out safely.
I think that's a good roll. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to leave my one in its place.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave my one in its place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What was it? Is it a...
Double one?
Really, the highs and the lows.
I'm getting all the lows. It's a double one. So does that make that a critical failure?
I'm afraid it does.
There's no point me spending stress then.
I mean, I'm going to give you a stress anyway because...
Yeah, I am very stressed in this situation.
As you take it out and you don't know quite, if you'd had more time, if your regret as you were like, if I really could have got my fingers deep into the technology of this, as you do the Indiana Jones, you do that weighing up swap, and then you have that moment where you're like, it works, as you just hear the boom as the ship starts powering down. And
you could have told me that was going to happen.
I didn't. Shit, as there's a and the hatch opens, and in the red emergency light, as there is just glinting beautifully gold sparkles as this mechanic just looks down at you as you look back up at her. Assailant, what would you like to say as we come to the end of this episode?
I would like to use my Psy dancing on the human person in front of me and just say, "We're all friends here."
Evie, do you have to roll anything for side dancing?
No, I just spend one of my gambits.
And you're not lying, because everyone's friends up here. Rick, it's your friend, the mechanic. She's here to help.
You're here to help me. Thank you.
You say, as
You're my friend.
Assailant. Oh, you're gonna get so much sparkly cider for this.
Yeah. Maybe they'll let me watch the ceremony.
Finally, you definitely deserve it. And and on that note, thank you everybody for joining us here for this terrifying episode, to be honest. I know we did a lot of lore building, and sometimes, join us next week, where Josh, I don't know if you've ever played any of the Alien games, but there's definitely something here on the ship in the dark that wants what you have in your hands there.
I thought it was right.
Power.
I thought they were right in front of me.
Oh, you're going to have to try your best. Anyway, if you have enjoyed what we're putting out, you can join us every Monday for D&D games on the Twitch. That is 6 p.m. UK time. Please, we're trying things with the schedule currently, so please do check. Best way to find that out is by subscribing at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg or on youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg, where you can see games such as this. If you are enjoying this sort of content, please do give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, tell a friend, tell one enemy, just one. Massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. You are all marvellous. You're very kind. You're sweet. I have hands. One of your local currency or one space goat, which, as we said last time we checked the space goats, they are currently on a frigate having a wonderful, wonderful time. Sponsors, supporters, big thumbs up to you. Social media, Roll Together RPG, thumbs up. As we say at the end of every episode, we're all friends here, and the void will eventually consume us all. Until then, stay classy and space stable, y'all.